What's up, guys? Now, I want to make a quick video talking about what I'm calling the immediate upgrades to the ROG. What I feel should have come from the factory, so it's the first things that I did to it whenever I received it. We're going to start right here, down at the hitch. They give you a 2-inch ball hitch, which is just the chintziest receiver I've ever seen. It had so much play in it, it had a ton of wiggle room, so the first thing we did was order up the lock and roll system. This is a good system to have anyway for an off-road trailer. This gives you 360 articulation, so it's really a must-have if you're going to use this trailer for what it was really intended for. Because we did the lock and roll system, it did make everything a little bit longer, so we had to replace the 7-pin cord with a longer 7-pin. The Jeep itself, because we're running 37s and it's a big lug pattern on here, I knew that it was going to throw a lot of rocks at the trailer. Even just coming home from the dealership, I took a big rock to the front there and kind of scratched up my plastic on the logo. So we also ordered these, they're called toe detectors. So these are basically just brushes that stop any rocks from getting all the way to the trailer. We were looking at the rock tamers, but the rock tamers are really heavy and the Jeep can't have that much tongue weight. So in order to save on some tongue weight, we went with these guys instead. They were a lot lighter. And also on the videos, they have a lot of videos showing that when a rock hits a rock tamer, the plastic rubber can actually bounce it down and cause more issues. It doesn't really kill the energy of the rock, versus these guys will actually take that energy out to where the rocks just want to fall to the ground instead of getting bounced around more. The exhaust did already burn a hole through there, so that's pretty cool. Makes it a little more aerodynamic, but the bristles right behind the tires are still intact, so I think we're okay. We're still kind of testing this guy out, so I'll let you know if we feel like that's an actual good upgrade for you or not. But the lock and roll is a must. You definitely want that. We did the little coil emergency brake release, so that, because it was pretty long, it was just kind of hanging around. The other thing we did right away was change out the jack on the front. The one that it came with was just super chintzy. I don't know, I just didn't like it at all. If it were just on a normal teardrop trailer, I think it would have been acceptable, but to be on an off-road trailer like this, I thought it should be a little bit beefier. So we took that guy off, plus we had to, because whenever we put on the lock and roll hitch, the jack, once it flipped up here, the head was way up here, and it was definitely within striking distance of this guy whenever it was turned sharp. So what we went ahead and did was get the trailer valet. They're a removable one, so this allows us to just put it in there, pin it. I put a drill on here to lift it up and down, so it's super fast and easy. It doesn't have wheels on the bottom, but that's okay. I'm never going to move this by hand anyway. But I don't keep it sideways because it doesn't fit, so I just take this off, throw it in the Jeep normally, so that way it's just completely out of the way. There's nothing for it to roll on, to rub on, or anything like that. So this is probably these two items are the most important upgrades, and I think you should probably be doing that right off the gate if you buy one of these units. Now coming along to the side, we also changed out, we put these on all of our RVs, just the keypad lock and unlocks. They're just nice to have. It's just easy for keys to get misplaced whenever you're crawling around in an RV this small. So just having that safety net of I can just keep the keys inside of there or in the car and I don't have to worry about it, and we can just get in and out through there, makes it really nice. So we put that guy on. We put the 270 awning on here. This is amazing because it gives you a lot of support, and it gives you sunshade all the way from the front passenger corner and wraps all the way across around the back to the kitchen area. So it gives you a ton of protection from the sun and the rain. So this is a good unit to have on here. The last video I talked that it came with some awnings, but we took them off immediately. That's why, because we knew we wanted to go to that setup. In the kitchen area, the first time out, as soon as we got to where we were going, all the food and drinks had pushed the door open on this guy, so we put a child safety lock on this guy. So now whenever we're traveling, man, I'm smarter than the lock. So now we have a lock on it, so whenever we're traveling, we can lock it up. When we're at the campsite, we just leave it unlocked, obviously. Inside of here, we've tried to get as creative with the storage as possible. I mean, when this is all of your storage for the entire kitchen area, you have to get creative. So we put the paper towel holder in here so it kind of rolls in and out with it. So whenever you're cooking, you can pull it out and have access to it. We kind of just keep this open for food. In here, we got a little duffel bag. This has all the pots and pans. And then we've got a Tupperware thing for all your cooking gear and then utensils. So we just keep all of that in here. This is kind of the cooking gear area. And on the other side here, this is where the bathroom area is. So we put the toilet paper over here so it's easy just to grab and go into the bathroom. Otherwise it kind of stays out and ends up getting wet whenever it rains or lost or dirty, and so this just keeps everything clean and organized. We've got cups, all the spices, everything in there. So that's all pretty basic stuff. This is the OVS shower unit. So this is what we use to bring out, and this becomes our bathroom area. It's got a spray nozzle, so you can use it as a shower area. We haven't done that yet, but this is where we'll set up the little porta potty for everyone to use. Inside, we only did a handful of things. One of the things being that we got one of these adapters, so when we're on the go, we can just plug that into our iPhones and it mirrors onto here, so we can watch YouTube and different videos on here. Super easy. The other big thing was that when we were in here last time, we were basically stuck in here for 12 hours straight, and there was nowhere to put cups, and I was concerned about the girls dropping or spilling somewhere. So we ended up putting cup holders around the unit. So I think there's 4 or 5 spread out throughout the entire place. There's still another one in the back. The other thing we did was did a mount for flashlights. So we have a flashlight mounted on each side right by the door, so if you're going in and out at night, you don't have to fumble and look for a flashlight. You know exactly where they're at. Other than that, the inside's been great. I don't think we've really changed anything else. So that's about where we're at as far as upgrades with the ROG right now. We've got a few things coming. One of them being that they now make a screen door for this area. So we've got that coming, it should be here next week. And then the thing I'm most excited for is that we are replacing the entire suspension setup. This has a torsion bar system, which is fine. I think it would treat us fine. But they just came out with a new timber-in setup that'll actually give us a 4-inch lift, so it'll ride a little bit closer to how the Jeep sits, and it should really smooth out the ride, because where we go, there's a lot of washboard roads, so having a smoother ride is definitely going to be nicer for us and on the trailer as a whole, to make sure that it doesn't get beat up. So those are some things coming up. I want to do a how-to on putting the timber-in on, because I don't know how difficult it is or isn't going to be, so it should be interesting to film and see. But other than that, thank you guys again for watching. We really appreciate the support. Make sure you like, and absolutely make sure you subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks.